If we had caught Oumuamua, be able to see it approaching us, and then we could send a chemical rocket with a camera that will take a photograph of it.
For many centuries, humans held the belief that we are the only ones in the entire universe. But sometimes, strange events happen that make us think there could be other forces and civilizations living somewhere out there among the vast galaxies. One of these events is the appearance of Oumuamua, a really weird object from space that suddenly showed up and then quickly flew away into outer space. But guess what? It's back now, and it looks like it's coming towards Earth. Let's delve into the mystery of this mysterious object and controversial object, and what will happen when the object finally hits our planet. In the huge space out there, you might think that we have the knowledge and technology to easily figure out and categorize any object we come across. But the story of Oumuamua is quite different. Oumuamua is an object in space that has puzzled scientists and astronomers. It gets its name from Hawaiian, which means messenger from far away arriving first. This strange object came from deep space, specifically from the area between stars, outside of our own solar system. Sometimes, objects from this area can enter our solar system, but Oumuamua surprised us as an unexpected visitor from deep space, leaving us confused. The first interesting thing about Oumuamua is its strange shape. It looks like a long, skinny object, like a sausage or hot dog. At first, scientists thought it was an asteroid, but asteroids usually have round and irregular shapes when they orbit the sun in our solar system. Oumuamua, on the other hand, looked like it was carefully shaped or designed, with a distinct form. It also didn't follow the usual path that asteroids in our solar system take. The object's behavior was the next mystery surrounding Oumuamua. You would expect a space object to move at a steady speed, like other objects in space, right? Well, Oumuamua didn't follow this normal understanding of how things move in space. Scientists noticed that it seemed to be moving at its own unique pace. This led to the idea that it might be a comet. Comets are icy objects in space that develop tails made of materials that can vaporize when the sun's heat hits them. If you've ever seen a bright ball of light moving across the night sky, it was probably a comet. Comets move at a different speed than asteroids or planets, and they can speed up to 100,000 miles per hour, depending on how close they are to the sun. As comets get closer to the sun, they speed up. Oumuamua's unusual speed initially made scientists think that it could be a comet. But it didn't have one important feature that most comets have: a visible tail made of escaping gases. Oumuamua moved through space in a different way than a typical comet. Some researchers suggested that it might be emitting gas from its sunlit side, like a rocket, which would cause it to change direction. But this idea faced a challenge. Since no gas was detected, there was no tail, unlike what we usually see with comets. Even if Oumuamua was an object from deep space, scientists should have been able to identify it as a comet, just like they did with another object from deep space in 2019, Comet 2I/Borisov. This rogue comet, discovered in 2019, showed the expected behaviors of a comet. It turned out to be a big comet with a tail 14 times the size of Earth, and it broke apart multiple times over the years, which was very different from Oumuamua. Since Oumuamua didn't fit the definition of an asteroid or a comet, a new theory came up. This mysterious visitor might be a piece from a planet outside of our solar system. The theory suggests that an asteroid might have crashed into the planet in outer space, and the resulting fragments were thrown out into the vastness of space. Oumuamua quickly became a confusing mystery as soon as it was discovered. Astronomers noticed this object on October 19, 2017, using the powerful Pan-STARRS Observatory in Hawaii. The observatory has a large telescope and camera that can detect space objects that might pose a threat to Earth. When astronomers saw Oumuamua racing through the solar system, they realized it was something extraordinary and named it Oumuamua. At first, scientists thought Oumuamua looked like a sausage-shaped object tumbling through space. However, after it passed through our solar system, they discovered its true shape. Oumuamua is about 377 feet long, 364 feet wide, and 62 feet high. It turns out to be more like a flat pancake than a cigar or sausage. On September 9, 2017, when Oumuamua was closest to the Sun, it was moving surprisingly fast at about 196,000 miles per hour. This movement around the Sun puzzled scientists and led them to believe that it came from outside our solar system, not just influenced by gravity. This led to the idea that Oumuamua could be from aliens. The thought of an unknown object exploring our solar system scared both scientists and the public. It was unnerving because Oumuamua seemed unaffected by the Sun's pull as it swiftly passed by in space. Not only did Oumuamua move with force stronger than what scientists usually see from comets or other objects, but it also showed a constant push, suggesting that it had a purposeful trajectory. It seemed like the object was accelerating to escape the Sun's heat and return to its home beyond our solar system. Its unusual acceleration led many to speculate that it might be an alien spacecraft. Some theories suggested that it could be an extraterrestrial probe, similar to our Voyager spacecrafts, but powered by an unknown energy source. The origin of Oumuamua remained a mystery, and determining its age proved to be impossible without physical samples or a close-up view. However, Oumuamua was moving too quickly for us to capture or observe it clearly with a telescope on Earth. That's why scientists initially thought it had a cigar shape, but later realized it was more like a pancake. As a result, the idea of an alien spaceship gained popularity as the most plausible explanation for this puzzling celestial phenomenon. Some scientists have come up with different ideas to explain where this visitor came from and how it worked. One astronomer from Harvard University named Avi Loeb suggested that Oumuamua is a spaceship from aliens and it's powered by a special kind of sail that uses sunlight. The concept of this sail involves using the energy from the sun to make the spaceship move. Avi Loeb thinks that Oumuamua might be using the sun's radiation to generate energy and move forward. But there are some problems with this idea. The usual understanding that only small and light objects with low density can be effectively moved by sunlight. Also, you need a big surface area to capture enough radiation for movement. These limitations are based on what we know and what we can do with our current technology. But let's think about the possibility of a civilization that is much more advanced than ours. If we were dealing with such a civilization, sunlight might be enough to power a spaceship as big as Oumuamua without visible plates designed for capturing radiation. This theory could also explain why the object seems to be hiding, as some people think it might have a way of disguising itself as a regular space rock. Even though a respectable astronomer made this suggestion, scientists are still not sure if Oumuamua is really an alien spaceship. So, other theories have been proposed to try and understand what it actually is. One popular idea is that Oumuamua is a flat piece of debris that broke off from a distant planet that is similar to Neptune or Pluto. In 2021, scientists from Arizona State University, Alan Jackson and Stephen Desch, wrote papers suggesting that Oumuamua could be an iceberg made of hydrogen. According to their theory, Oumuamua was probably thrown into our solar system 400 to 500 million years ago because of a violent crash on the planet it came from. The planet is similar to Pluto in terms of what it's made of. Jackson and Desch also explain that the iceberg moved because the nitrogen on it turned into gas very quickly. As the gas was released, it pushed the iceberg forward. Telescopes couldn't see this happening because there is a lot of nitrogen in our solar system. At first, the idea of nitrogen ice seemed like a good explanation for Oumuamua's strange features. But scientists from Harvard University disagreed with this theory. They said that there isn't enough nitrogen in the universe to create an object like Oumuamua, and pure nitrogen has only been found on Pluto. So, they think the nitrogen ice theory is unlikely and can't explain Oumuamua. Currently, Oumuamua appears to be leaving our solar system, and scientists predict it will enter space between stars in the late 2030s. However, there is a lingering worry that Oumuamua might make another unexpected move and come back to Earth. Despite its current distance from us, its recent appearance on our radar raises the possibility of a future return. Understanding the true nature of this mysterious object and developing strategies to counter its movements would be incredibly valuable. Unfortunately, Oumuamua has proven to be a formidable cosmic opponent, known for its remarkable speed. Oumuamua is a very fast object, zooming through space at a speed of 5.5 astronomical units per year. To give you an idea, it's traveling over 90,000 kilometers per hour. The speed surpasses that of our fastest spacecraft. The fastest recorded speed of any human-made spacecraft is only 57,000 kilometers per hour, so there's no way we can catch up to this mysterious space traveler. Oumuamua is faster than anything we have ever sent into space. Unless we can make significant advancements in our space instruments and technology, our understanding of Oumuamua may remain limited. In 2017, a project called Lyra was started, taking inspiration from Oumuamua. Its main goal was to create a way to launch a spacecraft that could travel at speeds capable of intercepting objects from outside our solar system, like Oumuamua and 2I/Borisov. This ambitious plan involved using an innovative light sail spacecraft that could potentially meet Oumuamua as early as the 2040s. The Lyra project aims to launch a dedicated spacecraft between 2030 and 2033, with an estimated arrival at Oumuamua by 2047 or 2049. While this may seem like a far-fetched dream, recent advancements in spacecraft technology offer hope. For example, consider LightSail 2, an incredibly compact spacecraft that relies solely on sunlight to move. This remarkable craft has completed an astonishing 18,000 orbits around Earth, covering a distance of 8 million kilometers. By utilizing the power of high-powered lasers reflecting off its small sails, this spacecraft can propel tiny probes rapidly through space. With further improvements to these spacecraft, we might soon have a vessel fast enough to reach Oumuamua. Interestingly, it seems that we might not need to go to Oumuamua after all, because it appears to be heading towards Earth. Right now, Oumuamua is near Neptune, but its strange orbit makes us worried that it might come back to our planet. If that happens, it could have big consequences. Don't think that Oumuamua couldn't reach Earth after traveling such a long distance. We still don't fully understand what this object really is or what it can do. As I said before, Oumuamua suddenly went faster when it got close to the Sun, right before leaving our solar system. If Oumuamua is really a spaceship from another world, it might be able to keep going at such a high speed and get to Earth quickly. And what would happen then? Well, the first impact would be very bad. The crash of this space object with Earth would cause a lot of damage, mudslides, and more. If Oumuamua is really a spaceship, we might have a problem with aliens invading from space, and we can only guess about the diseases, germs, or deadly viruses that these beings from another world might bring with them. It's even possible that they have much better technology than us, like in the science fiction movies. But remember, these are just guesses. Still, we can't completely say that these things won't happen, especially since a respected scientist believed that Oumuamua was really an alien spaceship. On the other hand, if Oumuamua turns out to be just a space rock or a piece of destroyed planet, our only worry would be cleaning up after the crash. If Oumuamua were to hit Earth, it would cause a lot of destruction and change the environment in a big way. The impact would be incredibly powerful and create a huge explosion, releasing a lot of energy into the area around it. The collision would be like multiple nuclear bombs exploding all at once. The explosion would send a strong wave of energy outward from the impact site, damaging buildings and infrastructure in its path. Things like buildings and bridges in a large area around the impact site would be completely destroyed, and the force of the impact would throw debris and pieces of things into the air. The intense heat from the impact would start fires that would spread quickly, making the destruction even worse. The fires would burn everything in their path and add to the damage caused by the initial collision. The combination of the blast wave and the fires would create a very big fire, covering the impacted area. The effects on the atmosphere from an Oumuamua impact would be significant. The collision would create a lot of debris and dust that would go into the air. This dust cloud would block out the sun, making the temperatures drop temporarily. The reduced sunlight would be bad for farming and could cause there to be less food. Also, putting a lot of sulfuric compounds into the air could cause acid rain, which would be bad for the environment and winter sources. The impact of Oumuamua wouldn't just affect the area where it hit. The shock waves from the explosion would travel around the world, spreading energy. This could cause earthquakes in nearby places, making the destruction worse and putting more lives in danger. The dust and pollution going into the air could also mess up the weather, causing strange things to happen, like changes in temperature, rain, and wind patterns. The long-term effects of an Oumuamua impact would be very important. The immediate destruction and loss of life would be terrible, with millions or even more people dying. The changes to the environment from the impact would have far-reaching effects on the planet. The dust cloud and the messed up weather would likely cause big problems for nature and ecosystems, both locally and globally. The different climate conditions could affect how we farm, our water resources, and the balance of Earth's ecosystems. Recovering from such a big event would be very hard. Fixing buildings, dealing with the damage to the environment, and lessening the long-term effects on the planet would need a huge amount of resources, time, and teamwork from all over the world. The impact of Oumuamua would leave a big mark on Earth and people who live here, changing the course of human history for many generations. It's essential to understand that the likelihood of Oumuamua colliding with Earth is exceedingly low. Oumuamua is not from our solar system. It originates from the distant reaches of interstellar space. As it traverses through the vast expanse, it encounters a myriad of cosmic uncertainties. However, scientists and astronomers diligently dedicated their efforts to monitoring such celestial objects, continuously refining their knowledge about the trajectories and potential threats. By employing advanced detection techniques and establishing early warning systems, they strive to ensure that any potential future hazards could be promptly identified and appropriate measures can be implemented to mitigate them. Oumuamua's journey through space is a fascinating phenomenon that has captivated the scientific community and the public alike. Discovered in October 2017 by the Pan-STARRS 1 telescope in Hawaii, this elongated, cigarette-shaped object sparked curiosity and intrigue. Its unusual appearance and origin from another star system raised questions about its composition, formation, and possible implications for our understanding of the cosmos. While the path of Oumuamua may appear erratic and unpredictable, scientists employ sophisticated methods to track its trajectory and make projections about its future movements. By carefully observing its position and speed, they can calculate its path and predict where it poses any threat to our planet. Through a combination of ground-based telescopes, space-based observatories, and computational models, astronomers strive to gather as much data as possible to gain insights into the nature and behavior of interstellar objects like Oumuamua. One significant aspect of these monitoring efforts is the continuous refinement of our knowledge about Oumuamua's trajectory. As new data becomes available and our understanding of its motion improves, scientists can update their predictions and assess the risk it poses to Earth. This iterative process helps to ensure that any potential dangers are identified and communicated to relevant authorities and the public. Moreover, advancements in detection technology play a crucial role in enhancing our ability to spot and track objects like Oumuamua. Ground-based telescopes equipped with state-of-the-art sensors and imaging capabilities can scan the skies more effectively, enabling the detection of faint and distant interstellar visitors. Additionally, space-based observatories, such as the Hubble Space Telescope and the James Webb Space Telescope, offered unparalleled perspectives from above Earth's atmosphere, enhancing our understanding of these enigmatic objects. In parallel, the establishment of early warning systems allows for the timely notification of potential threats. These systems involve collaborative effort among astronomers, space agencies, and international organizations to share information and coordinate observations. By pooling resources and expertise, scientists can provide reliable and timely alerts about any object that could potentially pose a risk to our planet. So what are your thoughts? Do you believe Oumuamua is a spacecraft, and will its return collide with Earth? Share your opinions in the comment section below.